Next person, this is from Share Bear. If you can't get the van that you mentioned before, what is the next type of van you would want to get? So the van that you're talking about is the Astro Tiger, which is a Astro van RV, which you can stand up in. It's got more space. That is my dream vehicle right there. But as I said before, they are extremely rare. They only made about 900 of them in the 80s and 90s. So there's not a lot. I still do want to find one. But if I cannot find one, I could just do a 4x4 conversion on a Astro van and put a pop top on it. Or honestly, the other van that I think is really cool is a Delica. Those are pretty freaking sick, and they already come as a 4-wheel drive. And all I'd have to do is put a pop top on that, which would be cheaper than doing a 4x4 conversion on a Astro and then putting a pop top on it. A Chevy Express 4x4. I used to own a Chevy Express, and I sold it a couple months before I decided to do van life. It was a perfectly good van. But yeah, so I don't know. A Delica, a Chevy Express, another Astro van with a pop top and a 4x4. There are other options. Not really sure. An Astro Tiger, I know at some point in my life I will get one because I've already set my heart on it. Whether that be my next vehicle or a few down the line, I'm not sure, but I will own one at some point. Why don't you have a Patreon? I do have a Patreon. It's on my channel page. It's in my description. Go check it out. There are a few videos on there. I'm going to start uploading more soon. How do you make money on the road? This is from Raina. And what is your favorite state so far? So I used to travel just off of my savings from part-time jobs and stuff like that. I do have a video that I'll put up here about how I've made money in the past. But the short answer, currently, I make money from my YouTube channel. That is how I get paid. I make money from my YouTube channel. I am totally blessed to be able to do that. I'm happy about it every single day. I wake up being able to do this and survive off of that. Obviously, the money could be better, but that's what I'm working towards. But my favorite state so far, man, I think I'm going to officially say it. So I have sang the praises of California, specifically Northern California, for years and years now. But after spending a couple months in Oregon, I've got to say, it's got California beat. Oregon is crazy beautiful. Like, the beauty that you'll see just driving on the highway. You'll pass by waterfalls and, like, it's super sick. So Oregon is honestly my favorite state right now. But also Utah is winning me over too. I'm currently in Utah, and Utah is definitely winning me over right now. Next question is from Like the Cheese. It's a good name. What did you do before van life? Is there a video on your channel that you are most proud of? Ooh, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. Wow. So what I did before van life. So I was a professional audio engineer. I was working in music studios throughout LA and doing freelance production and stuff like that too. Is there a video on your channel that you are most proud of? Yes. There is a video that I think I did a really good job on, and it didn't get hardly any views, but it's because it was like my 4th video. That video I will put right up here. It's when I turned 30 years old. It was earlier this year on my birthday. I did a birthday video. It was like at the beginning of like me really doing van life for real. And I did a cool little video that I was very proud of. It only got like, I think like 4,000 views on it. But obviously that was a lot for me back then. But I was really hoping that it would have got a lot more. But I was still, I was like a month into my channel. But yeah, go check that video out if you haven't seen it before. That's the video that I feel the most proud of. But every video that I do, I try to, you know, put like a lot into. But that is one that I definitely specifically was proud of. So go check that one out. Next question is from Loyalty First. Hello, Mateo and Lars. Brittany from Alaska here. My question is, how long do you want to do van life? Like, would you do this for the rest of your life? Full-time travel and camp? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? 30 years old. So how long do I plan on doing van life? Like I said before, I think I will travel in a van as long as I'm able to. As long as I'm healthy enough to do it, I will do that. I do want to have a homestead one day that I can stay at, you know, full time. But I will always, like, if I'm gonna travel somewhere, I would like to do it by van because this is just the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. So yeah, I will travel by van forever, but not full time forever. I don't want to do this full time forever. I do want to have a home one day. But yeah, van life is fun and great, and I'm just getting started. But homestead life is around the corner. This next question is from Elaine Martinez. How often do you see family or friends in person? Rarely. I just hung out with Louie and Foresty Forest a few days ago. Before that, it's been like a couple months before I've seen anyone. My friend from Georgia flew out to hang out with me during the summertime. That was the last like long time friend that I've seen. And last time I saw my family was, I believe, March of this year. And I was not able to go back home for the holidays, so I probably won't see them again for a few more months when I get ready to head to the East Coast. Maybe during the end of winter, beginning of spring, around there. I do try to, like, you know, keep up with what my family and friends are doing. I am a person who is able to be alone and not be sad. Like, I can spend a long time by myself and not like go crazy. But I do, of course, miss my family and friends and do plan on seeing them. But also I'm looking forward to making friends on the road. That's been really great too. How old is Lars, and how did you teach him how to walk on a leash? From ShareBear. So Lars is 2 years old, and when he was a couple months old, I put a harness on him and just kept it on him for like 2 weeks straight. In that 2 weeks, he like learned that it's just a part of him, so he became harness trained. Because a lot of cats, when you put the harness on them, they don't like that. They'll just like lay down. But I did it to him as he was a baby, and he just got used to it. Also, to answer a question you didn't ask, he is very good in the car, because when he was also a baby, I would take him on little drives. I would do Uber Eats, and I would bring him along. And as far as walking on a leash, he just, I can say that I trained him a lot, which I did, but he naturally just took to it, kind of. I put the leash on him, and he just kind of took to it. So Lars is a very smart cat, and I'm very happy and very lucky to have a cat that is as good as he is on the road, because it could be a nightmare if he was a cat that did not like being on the road. Question from Wildflowers. What does your family think about your van life? So at the beginning, they were like, I guess, a little confused, a little bit worried, but I've been doing it for over a year now, and they've seen my channel kind of like, not blow up by any means, but they've seen it like, you know, do well. And they now know that, you know, I actually make some kind of money off of it, so I'm not just like doing it for no reason. I actually get paid from this, which is amazing. I It's incredible. Now they're on board completely. Yeah, my family supports me with my van life channel. Next question from Tamika Best. Would you ever consider dating as a full-time traveler? Not really a thing that it's on my mind at this point in my life right now. I'm kind of just focused on, building my future and stuff like that. But if I were to date a person, they'd have to be a traveler too, or at least a nomadic person by spirit. Because just to be able to understand this kind of lifestyle, you have to have that in you. Before I did it, I couldn't imagine dating a person that literally traveled a different state like every other week. So it's a thing that you have to have in you to really make work. All right, I'm gonna answer a couple more. This question is from Nine Blossoms. Hey Mateo, which state are you looking forward to visiting again? And do you have any plans to travel overseas in the future? Great question. I am looking forward to going back to Oregon for sure. And do I have any plans to travel overseas? Absolutely. I want to do a lot of traveling. I want to go to Korea. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to South America. There's so many places that I would like to travel with Lars, and maybe rent from a van company and do like some like traveling internationally by van, like camper van, RV, whatever it is. I even had an idea where I would love to go to like England and travel by barge. I'm not even sure if that's even possible to do these days, but like I want to travel so many places in so many different ways, not just by van, backpacking. Yeah, so I definitely do want to go overseas at some point when I can afford to, and hopefully I can bring you guys along. You guys will want to see that kind of content. All right, this next question is from Vasicopine Collection. I hope I said that right. Does Lars get the zoomies a lot while living in a van? If so, do you take him on more walks during the day to counteract that, or no? I want to make the transition to van life full time, but I'm worried about my cat Louie adjusting. He gets zoomies a lot at night. Lars literally just had the zoomies before I started filming this. He was just like darting all around the van, but now he's sleeping. He does get the zoomies a lot at night, in the mornings, whenever. I do take him on walks. I also play with them in the van as well. But the zoomies are just gonna happen. If you can take him on more walks, that would definitely help. But he's a cat. He's gonna get the zoomies. Yeah, you just gotta deal with it. And in a small space, it can be kind of annoying because he's knocked over a lot of stuff and stuff like that. But I love him, and it's part of the journey. All right, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions. This question is from Mr. C. It's a lot of letters. We've been fortunate to see you hanging out with other van lifers and living your best life. My question is, do you prefer traveling solo, or do you enjoy having a companion on your travels? Do you miss being in a relationship since you were in one for so long before van life? It's a good question. Do I prefer traveling solo or with a companion? So I've only traveled with a companion for a little while, and that was with Alyssa Vanilla. During the beginning of the summertime, we were traveling together in NorCal. Of course, as you guys know, Stevie died, and she had to get a new van. I do hope to see her again and travel a bit with her for some time. Traveling with a companion is great, especially if you guys have the same goals, because you can kind of map out something that you're both interested in doing. I can see traveling with a companion getting kind of difficult. Like, if they want to go somewhere specific and you don't really want to do that, like if they love to hike a lot and you don't, or if they like the cold and you like the warmth, things can get a little bit tricky there. That being said, I don't really plan to like travel with a companion for extended periods of time, just because to do my own thing. I like to, like, for instance, like what I just did, get up in the morning and decide that I want to drive 3 hours north to a snowstorm. And if I'm traveling with the person, if they don't want to do that, then we have to think of something else. So it is nice being able to just wake up and do what I want to do. So I do like traveling by myself, but I also like having a companion around from time to time. Do you miss being in a relationship since you were in one for so long before van life? Again, having that like companionship that I had back then, not having it now is definitely different. Going from being in a long-term relationship to alone all the time is something that I still haven't quite gotten used to. That being said, I still enjoy my freedom and my alone time, and I'm not in any rush to jump into anything else. So yeah. All right, this is gonna be my last question. How do you come up with such amazing meals living out of your van? You cook more than I do, and I have a kitchen. Love your content. Thank you. This is from Yolanda. Thank you, Yolanda. How do I come up with such amazing meals? Thank you for calling them amazing, first off. But a lot of things that I make, I just have a craving for it, and I decide to make it. Everything that I make, I can't remember the last time that I've read a recipe. Usually I just go with what my gut tells me. So yeah, I just decide what I want to have and I'll make that. Sometimes I'll be watching YouTube and I'll see something that looks good and I'll want to recreate that. So yeah, I am gonna do something for Christmas. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet. I was thinking about maybe doing like a themed Christmas meal, like, I don't know, like French Christmas, Italian Christmas, Japanese Christmas, something like that. But yeah, I love to cook. I've been cooking since I was like 8 years old. It's like music for me. It just makes sense. It's something that I can do without even really thinking about it. But yeah, those were a few questions. Hopefully you guys stuck through the whole thing. I will be answering more questions for you guys. I would put another Q&A on the community page in the next few days, so look out for that. I'm gonna get back to doing the other vlog, which you guys will see tomorrow. I'm really hyped about that one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you're enjoying Vlogmas, please make sure to watch all of the videos, leave a comment, leave a like, just to help that algorithm out. And other than that, thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing if you're enjoying this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, astronauts.